It's absolutely been no wind. Just absolutely, yeah, priceless. How's it going, Germany? Someone on YouTube is saying it's you. Yeah, I know. That's and that's okay. They're still stealing my content. Let them, let these criminal hackers go at it and steal all my content, but just do not send them money. Okay, this is for all the newbies that are coming on. We have quite a following right now. I think yesterday was 148,000 likes, which was good because they got to come on to like it, right? So that was very, very, and that's going that way every time. We're having that amount of people. So I have to go through my house cleaning here and say that this is for entertainment purposes only, and I never ask for money, and I never ask you to DM me on some other app. You can go to Facebook, okay? That's Alex West. It's a double X, okay? ALEXX West on Facebook. You can go to YouTube as well. It's Alex with the double X, 777. And you'll pick up my stuff there. And of course, I had a bit of some technical difficulties yesterday with trying to read all that stuff out. I'm going to actually write it out from first one to so it's more. I'm going to give us all the Clarity Act, okay? And speaking of that, I think that's going to pass. So what does that mean? What does the Clarity Act mean? It means that all the cryptos that are out there, the ones that I was talking about, the XRP, the XLM, XDC, ALGO, all those ones are all going to be part of the new currency program, which is that's stellar. That's exactly what we want. We want to get rid of all the counterfeit. It's not good in England. I know. We are just stay in prayer. Keep your head on a swivel when you're going out, because the migrants are attacking everybody, and you can't trust anybody out there. Like I said, I have never had a racist bone in my body, but I can see, all evil comes in all colors. Okay. I just want to get that out there. I mean, ICE is doing their job by cleaning up the ex-inmate prisoners from other countries, because all those other countries were under globalist rule at the time, and they were all let out of prison and then sent packing towards the United States. And that's why we have some really, really bad stuff going on in the streets of the United States and Canada. I just wanted, I've been, defending our corner of the world, trying to keep the truth, alive and well. And it's, like it says, it's, I just, as an elder, that's gone through all this experience years after years, and understanding how things are laid out. I just hope my word, resonates with more people. Saudi Cup, how are you doing? It's about, yeah, I did spend some time in Thailand, but I just, I don't know enough about it. Yeah, I resonated, I ended up settling in the Philippines. I had been to, 18, 20 countries, working in most of them. But I ended up settling in the Philippines because of economics. That's what it was, economics. Yep. Yes, everybody be happy, be high spirit. I mean, we got a lot of good, wonderful things that are coming. Yeah. Thank you. Keep everything in capital letters for me, please. And questions, feel free to blast me, questions on, you can message me. I will try to follow you back. I'm not being able to keep up with it right now because I was extremely busy yesterday. Yeah. And I think I'm going to go, one of my soul family and I are going to, a brother and a sister are going to go down to do a road trip down into Idaho, maybe Montana. Yeah, check it out. So I'll maybe post some pictures. Yeah. How you doing from Grimsby, Ontario? How things going? How's your weather down there? I'm hoping, yeah, I'm sure it's very nice. Grand Rising, how you doing from Ireland? The Irish people are alive and well, and they're standing their ground. God bless you. Good morning from Missouri. How you doing, John? Hey, Bonnie. Thailand, yeah. Yeah, I spent some time in Koh Samui. And, of course, we went down south. We didn't go up to Chiang Mai. I just had no time. Yeah. Then we took a slow boat over to Eastern Africa. That's another story. Yeah. That's actually quite a funny story. How you doing, High Maintenance? Excuse me. Good day to you from Phoenix, Arizona. Excuse me. Yes, I'm just clearing the pipes here right now. Yeah, I still got a bit of a chest cold. How you doing, Bonnie, from Michigan? Yeah. Hey, Randy, how you doing? And hey, Julian. Hey, Mike. Good morning to you. Randy, how's it going? And Melissa. How's the family? How's everybody doing today? Let's keep our spirits and our frequency extremely high, because it's only going to get better. I want everybody to walk into our new world with pride and joy. Hey, Luma, Shazam. Yes. Boo from Sussex, New Brunswick. Yeah. I didn't know there was a Sussex. And I'm Canadian. Yeah. Listen, I want to talk about racism a little bit today. I want to talk about everything today. We're just going to bounce around and do what we always do, because what we're good at, which is just doing the Q&A and just talking on short, subjects such as racism. There's a lot of that going on right now. Not all people in all races are bad. Okay, we got to keep ourselves very, very conscious of all that. But we have to be very self-defense mode, because of the criminals that have been let loose from the prisons around the world. It's very, very apparent that what's going on right now. Right? No, just never send money, okay? Don't send money anywhere. If you want to go Amazon, pick up some more foreign currency or whatever you're buying, that's fine. But do not send money to another that has no business asking you for money. How you doing, Amy? Thanks for joining us. Hello, beautiful souls, and that we are. From we got hearts flying in there. From Cyprus, how you doing? Yep. 40 degrees. Wow. That's hot. I think we got to maybe 31, 32 yesterday. And it's going to be a hot, dry summer. So, we have to load up on our water. And like I said, everybody should be drinking clove water right now with cinnamon. You can put some lemon in it. Put some nice raw honey. You don't need much more than a teaspoon of raw natural honey. And you could put it all together and then just put it in a big jar and put a lid on it. And that's it. And just let it steep. Cold. Don't need to have hot water. Just let it steep cold. And do 2 or 3 or 4 of them. Yeah. And just leave them on the counter. Let the warm air, of your house or whatever the case may be, because some houses are climatized, you know, and not my place, so no. Grand Rising from Florida. How's it going, Ron? Hey, Pitbull. Thank you. Yep, I appreciate all the affection and love, and it's good because we know who we are, and we know who our family is, which is we didn't know, did we? Many, many times before we did not know. How's it going, Klaus? Evil will disappear from this planet. There is a absolute dragnet on going through the financial corruption, and then of course we're going to deal with the evil negative elements that are out there. How you doing, Scooter? Hey, Carnia. Good to see you. And Beth. Hey, Dino. Solver and Lightworker, how are you? And if I've missed anybody, just, punch it back in there. Keep it in capital letters if you can, and I'm sure I'm not going to miss it. I'm already 99 new messages behind. Yeah. How you doing, Mike Lee from Texas? Yeah. Do I listen to Ishmael? Yes, I do. Yeah. I never listened to him last night. I was on to a lot of stuff that was going on with South Africa. There's a lot of hate speech out there in South Africa. They want to kill all the whites. So for all the South African whites, white South Africans, I would highly invest in maybe just, grab your bags and seek asylum in the United States, seek asylum in Canada. I don't know. As long as Canada's under a communist rule, I would tend to stay away from Canada for the time being. But the United States is probably Russia, India, and I don't know about India, but at least China are the only three countries actually cleaning up all the filth. They're the ones that are cleaning up all the filth, yeah. Yes, this is for entertainment purposes only. We're just here to have fun. How you doing, Cheryl? Good to see you from Hanoi. Yep. Tell me how the weather's been up there, because I'm hearing really weird stuff, like big pockets of hailstorms and slush white, whatever you want to call it, sleet, going on up there. Edmonton just got hammered. Did they get flooded out? Give me some intel on that. I've got, like I say, I'm moving some timber up there right now, and I don't know what the weather's been like. Yeah. Hey, Solver and Lightworker, thank you for the hearts. Hey, Sweaty Bob. Welcome, UK. How you doing, Jill? Nice to see you. From Illinois, the great state of Illinois. Such a great history. Yeah. 250 years of history. Illinois was there. Yeah. How you doing, Danny? Yes. Thank you very much, too. Yeah. I'm trying to get the hours like 7 a.m. Calgary is kind of central for everybody around the planet. It's kind of, yeah. That's why I come up on this time. So BC, they have to, if they want to listen to me, they got to get up at 6 in the morning. But of course, we have to do it at that time, because otherwise we can't get our brothers and sisters in from Australia, because that's already 11 o'clock their time. So people don't want to stay up all night listening to my stuff. How you doing, Sean, from Joliet, Quebec? Bonjour. North Carolina, how you doing, Gloria? Northern Illinois. You're up Chicago way, or that towards the Canadian border. Yeah. I'd have to take a look at the map again, because it's been quite a while. How you doing, Mike? Germany, greetings to you. Prince Sky? Uh, yes. Good morning to you, Grand Rising. Mary from Scotland. Our beautiful Scottish people are in the house. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about racism. Okay. We have a lot of people screaming, hollering back and forth. And I did, I do what I can. I mean, I read these comments, especially on TikTok or Facebook. Facebook is actually more, in tune with what's going on. But of course, we're getting a big, wide spectrum on TikTok and all walks of life. And, I understand a lot of people and their frustration, especially the Canadians right now. Talking about this, that, and the other thing, and we're being invaded and all this stuff. And that's true, whatever. I mean, they don't like, they're actually getting very vocal about having other flags other than the Canadian flag and the provincial flags or whatever. And, they would rather prefer to support our Indigenous, which makes good sense, rather than some foreign migrants that come over and don't, they put their writing, which we can't read, on our vehicles or our public vehicles and whatever that we pay through for the government. I understand that totally, but we're seeing a lot of companies or countries that come in and they buy up small incorporations, sawmills and car dealerships and all kinds of stuff that are being bought up. And that's just, that is part of capitalism. I'm not looking at the color of the skin. I'm looking at the content of the person. If they're going to treat me right, I will treat them right. Okay? No, I don't even look at the skin. It's what we're dealing with right now are gangs and organized crime. We're dealing with gangs, with shootouts, and those gangs were gangs that were over in their particular country. And I'm not going to pick out any country. They're just coming from all over. Now, in Canada right now, we have 1.2 million undocumented migrants that never came in through the front door and through our laws, and it was been totally abused by the Liberal government. And that started it was way before Trudeau got in 2004. This stuff has been going on since 1970. I know, because I was in the Lower Mainland watching them come through. And it wasn't, there's a lot of good Indians out there. There's a lot of good Pakistanis out there. There's a lot of good, whatever race you're coming in on. And I'm going to say there's even good Somalis out there. But there is a lot of bad, too. What we have to focus in on is who are the criminals that are coming in there. And we're dealing with in most aspects, you're not going to see, a Pakistani that brings over their culture, such as going after our little children. But there are, and I just want to point out here, okay, we have to realize and come to the realization and the reality that there is 50%. Let me just clarify that. 50% of the planet are pedophiles. Because, Muslims, it's built into their culture. That's, anybody, how many Muslims are on the planet? It's built into their culture. Pakistan, it's built into their culture. And that's why, we call them rape gangs. Okay, they call it, that's who we are. You see, they're not assimilating with the laws, and what's going on in the developed countries. They're coming from undeveloped countries, and they're coming in just being who they are, thinking that it is okay. But this is, we can blame them, But who really have to blame is the liberal ideology, and that's why we have to get rid of these parasites that are in offices in the federal level, in the provincial level, and in the regional level, because they're all parasites, every one of them. That's who should we be cleaning out. And of course, I'm getting to see and witness a lot of Canadians out there that are so, demonizing ICE, that are there to clean up the illegals that are there. If they were illegal to be there, and they went through the proper channels to get into the country, then they wouldn't be running. So for you liberals and the left, the lunatic left, you need to do your homework and do your studying before you get onto some podcast and start pushing your narrative, because none of it is correct. I am seeing your narratives out there on most people are just so full of holes. It's like Swiss cheese, so full of holes. And even the politicians are the same way. You don't have your heads wrapped around it. Hello, Sagittarius. Yes. How you doing, Julia? Gentle Storm, good to see you. Hey, Jeanette. Yes, I like listening to lots of podcasts. Anybody that's making sense to me, I am all ears. But I mean, we have to be pragmatic in our world today, of a world that's not pragmatic. It's absolute chaos at its finest. This is the world we live in today. All by design, all by, controlled and produced by the globalists, which are now being taken down. The United States and the Trump alliance is the only country right now that is actually doing something about cleaning up the filth. That's the only country. Okay? Good morning to you. Welcome. Quebec. Bonjour. Everything's going well. How you doing, Jeanette? Good to see you. And Sean, how's Sean Fitzpatrick doing? Isa, how are you? How you doing, Matt? How you doing, Pam Diddy? Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, you're getting up. That's 6:30 for you. You're not usually up at that time, kid. Hey. Yeah. How you doing, Diane? Good to see you. Yeah, the weather's beautiful in the East Kootenays right now, and in the West Kootenays. Yeah. Good morning to you from New York City, the Big Apple. Yeah. And I just hope, I know we need prayers for some of these blue cities that are happening there, because we have so many lunatics out there. And I know they're exposing themselves, but we really have to be careful. And I'm not just saying, white people have to be, we have to take care of each other. Anybody that, we have every race on the planet, has Christianity in it. Okay. And we have to protect that. And they were under attack. So I just want everybody to, it's okay to carry mace. It's okay to carry, yellow jacket spray, or anything you want to self-protect yourself. I mean, look at the lunatics that are out there. Look at the attacks that are out there. Now, they're not going to attack a guy like me, no, but they will attack women or children. They're going to attack children. We have to, as parents out there. I mean, I fear every day for my girls, right? And they're 35 years old. But I mean, I got a couple of girls that can handle themselves pretty good. They're not scared to fight a guy. I mean, that's who they are. They are feminine looking, but Pop here has raised them pretty good, so they fight back. But the thing is that there's a lot of women that don't. They think they put their trust and heart into everything out there until the perpetrator draws first blood, and then by then it's too late. So I am telling everybody right now, give you forewarning and sounding the alarm right now, that we are under major Christianity, or whatever you want to call it. is under attack. Religion kills, okay? It does. The ideology that's in religion, okay, manifests hatred. And hatred, violence spawns from hatred. I know. I've seen it in several different countries. I was even in central northern Japan back in the day, and where they never seen any white people. They, and they still had that ideology from through the families from World War II. That's the way they looked at me. They wanted to send me some, but I was there to do a job, and I had to get the job done. And then, of course, my handlers, which are Japanese, they had to, they seen what was going on. They had to put protection on me, right? I mean, that's even in Japan. But I'm not saying that's all of Japan. I'm just saying there's certain pockets around the world that, that have a huge, they're racist. It's beautiful weather here right now in Toronto. Good. I know everybody's getting suntan, sunburns. Hello to you. Welcome, Minnesota. How you doing, Renee? Yep. How you doing, Matt? Good day, mate. Something's good coming. It's good. Lots of good coming every day. I just want everybody to be safe out there until we get to the other side. There is an ongoing dragnet that's going on right now around the world, cleaning up the PEDOs, okay, and the NAZIs, and the COMM, UNISM. Yep, those are the three hate movements that I want to see cleaned up. Now, that you're going to see more in developed countries, because developed countries are under attack right now. England, France, Germany, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, all those countries, and Australia, especially New Zealand, we're all under major attack in these developing countries. And they wanted to, and they're making their best attempt to keep the borders open and destroy our heritage. That's what they're doing. I mean, you're not seeing us go to Pakistan, and implement or try to implement our ideology or our Christianity or whatever we want to call it, or our spiritual, This is why these missionaries around the world, get themselves in big trouble. So, case in point was in Cuba. But many of those children that were kidnapped, that were put into slavery, were from missionary families. Their missionary families were over there trying to preach their gospel, whatever they're doing, and they, the criminals that were over there were stealing their children, kidnapping them, and sending them into the copper and silver and zinc mines. Yeah, and they were doing slave labor down there, never to be seen again. How you doing, Olive? From Charleston, South Carolina. Good to see you. How you doing, Zeus? We're welcome the negatives that are out there. You want to come in and change your ways. We're here. We lay prayer on you. We want to see you have good vibration, good soul. You can shed your soul. Remember what God said. As long as you ask for forgiveness, you can be on the steps of your gallows and ask for forgiveness, and He will forgive you. A lot of people won't do that. Everyone that's in the YMCA or any other type of facility around the world has that same chance, but they're not accepting it. Yes, good morning to you too. How you doing, Kelly? How things going? Hello from the Netherlands. We have a lot of people from Holland that are, they're a lot of awakened patriots in Holland. Yes. Welcome, Texas. We never have to fear because we have Texas. Yes. No matter what they do, there's still, I'm hearing all kinds of great stories in Texas, and same with Idaho. I like Idaho and I like Montana, and they're very close by. I think what I'm going to do is probably do homestead. I'm going to look around down there, and I'll do a bit of a homestead down there. I'll still keep my Canadian passport, keep my Canadian citizenship, but I mean, if you're only a drive away, you can come up back and forth, and I'll get to know if there's border patrol there, or whatever. They'll get to know me. Yep. If I'll just play by the rules, whatever rules they got, and I'm going to see how this thing goes. I'm not going to, I'm not going to buy or invest down there until I feel comfortable. But the reason why I do want to go is because they have open carry. They have concealed carry too, and their gun laws are so much better. Yeah, they don't have any. I mean, they align themselves with God's laws, which is not happening in Canada. I like the fact is that Montana has no tax. I like that also. Yeah, it's amazing what you can find in each state's laws. This is the day the Lord has made. Let rejoice and be glad. Yes, thank you very much. Every day we wake up, it's a new day on this beautiful planet. Yeah, waiting for the EBS here in the Philippines. Yeah, I know. Hang in there. Hey, listen, you know what? You couldn't be in a more beautiful spot than the Philippines, enjoying all the organic foods that are there, and I just can't wait to get back. Yeah, I know. But that's just, yeah. Yeah. Yes, and salamat po. How you doing, Melissa? Good day. Yeah, how you doing, Amy? Thank you too. Yeah. I love everybody's spirit too. And it's what it's just like it says, you gotta have Christ consciousness to feel as good as I feel. That just ask, that is the best medicine on the planet. Yeah. I want everybody to be spiritually really, really upbeat, because we need to have that when we go and, go into this Jubilee. You're going to be on your hands and knees in tears. I know that. I believe all this torrential rain is to clean up the dams. Yes, you're very, very right. That's why some of the rivers are going dry, because they're using the waters to fill in the dams. Good morning, Mojo. How you doing, Sheila and Melissa? How things going? Yep. Well, I mean, Canada right now, especially the cities, are they're very, very tough shape. They have a lot of problems. How you doing, Lindsay? A reporter slipped and said Lindsey Graham had a terror attack on him, or a hit. Yeah, he had a hit on him. Then she said, heart attack. Yeah. Well, you're watching the usual suspects coming off the chessboard. They're all being removed. And, are they using Iran, using them as the bad guys to say, oh, well, they're putting a hit on them? Listen, if you do evil on this planet, which, Graham was certainly guilty of, his hands are dirty, like every other politician out there. They're all dirty. Every single one of them. And I just want to say that, what, these Ayatollahs are doing, and all these other imams, and pushing the hate and ideology, it's there. You're not going to come and take our values away. It's not going to happen. When we get pushed into a corner far enough, especially on our own land, there will be resolve, guaranteed. There's a speech that Marco Rubio had put out there. I want to record that, and I want to send that and replay it, because he was spot on it. And then, of course, I lost it because of my really screwy devices. And like I said, I will do the 9 station program, and I'll put it in my layman terms. So, because yesterday was it was a mess. My brain was a mess. Right? Yeah, it's all good. Yes, that's what God wants us to be, spiritual upbeat. The devil hates people that have high, happy spirits and are hugging each other, and exchanging our love, exchanging our spiritual love. The demon hates it. They're trying everything they do to, stamp it out. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind you guys, if you want to send DMs back and forth, that's up to you. It's got nothing to do with me. But I'm just telling you, keep your money in your pocket, and it's okay to chit chat. But like I said, and I don't mind that. But the thing is, there's a lot of people out there that are going to be fooled, thinking that this person's another person, or this person's a good person, and they end up going down that rabbit hole and losing money. So just keep your money in your pocket. Thank you, Mojo. Yes. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, they all were, they all had the cocktail. They had the cocktail maybe more than once. Right? And when you get that, I mean, I got people downtown that are half my age, 35, 40, 45 years old, that are having very difficult times physically because, because of what happened 2020. Yeah. Yes, he was. I'm not going to say it, but yes, he was. I do agree with you, Dino. Yeah. Welcome from Virginia. Beautiful state of Virginia. Lots of history there. How you doing, Shazam? Yeah. Yeah, well, they're going to dig up a lot of evidence. I mean, you would not believe the amount of assets and valuable... I don't even know how they're handling it all. I don't even know where they're putting it. But there is just so much assets that's being seized right now because it was from ill-gotten gains. Ill-gotten gains is what, has put everybody, if you did not do it, if you did it or got all your money by hurting other people, you're done. You're finished. Yes, it will be abolished. All religions will be abolished. Do you see, when you see the Galactics out there, do you see them having religions? No, you don't see them having religions. Okay? That's where we're going. We're going to quantum. Okay? And quantum there's no room for different religions. You can do whatever you want. I mean, say whatever you want. I'm just saying, we're here spiritually. We are spiritual beings that that possess God's ability to do many, many things. It's not, it's a gift from God that was suppressed by the reptoids. And we're going to be, we're already, all of us here right now that are listening to this right now, we're in some level of 5D. All of us. We know that because the Schumann resonance just announced the planet is 5D. But remember, 50% of them are from are the dark side. 50% out there. I mean, can't you see it? Can't you see it? Eventually, all that's going to get cleaned up. You know. But yes, all religions will be abolished. Grand Rising from Mississippi. And yeah, and your economy is still stronger than Canada. We are in an absolute disaster situation right now. You know, we have our country of Canada is the fourth largest asset holding on the planet, but yet we're last in GDP. I mean, does that not tell you who's running this show? How you doing, South Africa? God bless you, and keep yourself safe down there, please. I know we have a lot of great, beautiful blacks down there that do not want to buy into this bullshit, but we have a lot of people that have MK Ultra that want to destroy families down there that are white, and we got to put a stop to this. Same as the Congo. I personally, what I think all whites should just leave and go back or go to a country that they want to assimilate to. I would like to see a lot of people that are being persecuted around the world. The only safe place would be to go to for you can raise your family and start a small business would be the United States. I don't need financial help from anybody. So, I mean, I can go live wherever I want, which everybody will be able to do. If you want to, like when you get your money, if you want to go back to your homeland, in India or Japan or, China or whatever you can have a piece of property there. I'll be allowed to go and, have an investment down in the States. But I'm gonna walk through this. I'm gonna study it, and I'm gonna get the information together. I'll maybe talk to some people that are there that, get to know the place, so I know what I'm up against, so I know what I'm allowed to or not do. On Thursday, Trump is giving a speech to the American people. Yes, I think that's to do, and he's going to be dubbing over the FIFA soccer games, which is good by me because I think it's all SATANIC. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yes, I mean the evil feeds off of anger and fear, and I just don't want to see people with fear and anger. We have enough of it in this world. We got to, I'm in the DMC right now, and people go by, the homeless go by, they're on bikes and whatever. People are having difficult times. I will help them. They know that, and that's why I'm being left alone, right? If you're being an a-hole, you're gonna live that lifestyle. Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes. That's why I am coming on every day, just because, we have so much, bleak outlook in this world. And people need I'm not going to say a safe space because that's not our terminology. I'm going to just say we need to have a place to go that we can all talk as family to give an uplifting spiritually, because it's the fear is only fear of what you want to manifest, right? We're seeing this, but we've always had this ugly, dark element around the world. It's just being exposed now, and that's what we got to get through. Okay, now. There's a lot of things going on right now. They're cleaning up let's just say they're cleaning up a lot of the things that were to do with churches and what's under the churches. organizations, corporations, and stuff like that right now. This is a military operation, okay? And the military, we just have to stay out of their way and follow the rules, okay? We're going to lose, in a sense, when the EBS comes or whatever. We're going to lose, a lot of communication, and we're going to, but the military will be there to help you, okay? So I just want everybody to realize that there's nothing to fear. Any intel? No, there's no intel. I'm not speculating on any of Trump's upcoming speeches that he wants to give. Remember, always keep this on the shelf. This is a military operation, also / movie. Okay, it's a controlled movie. What we like to concern ourselves, everybody's coming off the chessboard right now as we speak. That's why they're putting these, where you saw that, all the faces out there of all these people that are anti-Islam or whatever, they're being, or pro, in that little state. Okay, so there is a war going on there, and they're making sure everybody knows about this, what's going on. So they're using, as what they did, the deep state did back in the day, early days, is where they had the deck of cards, and they had the faces of these deck of cards, and everybody was on those was going to be taken out. So if you were on that, if your face was planted on that deck of cards, your days were numbered, okay? And they went in there and cleaned them all up. Is this on this deck of cards that's happening right now, as what Iran is doing, or Persia is doing right now? It's a controlled, mind control, keep everybody focused in on this, on what is happening. I think it's the same playbook, or coming out of the same playbook as what happened in 1991 in Iraq, when they were invading and taking over that beautiful country. So, and I think it's being reversed on the Americans right now, because, take a look at the faces that are out there. They're not, they don't follow God. They certainly, other than Trump, but is he an actor? Of course he is. But, there is a lot of stuff like this going on there, and it's to mess with your head, right? Maybe, these cards that they're doing, or they're posting these cartoons of what's happening. They're trying to, maybe tell humanity that this is how it's going to be played out. There's all kinds of comms. Even when it came down to The Simpsons, it's the same thing. We just got to watch this thing play out. We cannot be emotionally involved in what's happening, because these people that created these wars and stuff like that have to be brought down, and they're using Persia as the hitman. I guess, I don't know, but there's a lot of evil out there, and unfortunately, we as good spiritual people with love in our heart has allowed these evil people to take control of our most powerful positions. Yes. How you doing, Melissa? Yep. Yeah, don't have any money in your pocket? Well, I know. I understand. I mean, there's food, as long as you get food on the table. I don't know if you're in Canada or in the United States, I'm not sure. But, I tell a lot of people, I say, well, I'm broke. And, like a lot of pensioners, that's why they end up living in, developed countries. Because they're tired of it, right? A lot of people live on pensioners that live in the Philippines since 1975, since the end of Vietnam War. Because they get a decent pension. Me included. I can't survive on the little pension I get here, That's why I'm here to do the things. I'm not going to, reveal all my secrets. I'm not, we're on we're on public TV. I'm not going to, no. But if you want to DM me, I'm here for consultation. My consultation is free. Okay? I do not want any money. I will give you my life experiences as I seen it. And I tell you, it's not been an easy road for me. How you doing, Julia? How you doing, Amy? And Dice? Hey, babe boy. Good to see you. Kristen, how are you? Yeah. Thank you, Dino, for the monitoring. Yes, appreciate it. How's it going, Nancy? Sorry about that, gang. Trump has to undo everything that was put together. Yes. Yeah, by England since 1646. That's a lot of undoing, eh? Yeah. Yeah, the Virginia Company. I get it. I totally get it. Thank you for that comment. And it's not just that there. It's the what the Democrats have done to the country. They have absolutely just tried to destroy the United States. And what we did was turn around and destroy the incorporation and brought sovereignty back to a great, great country. And sovereignty is back into the to the republic, along with Russia. The evil is being stomped out as we speak. So we just got it. We're watching, this. We're watching the war going on. It's the battlefield. We are in the battlefield. There's a lot of mess that needs to be attended to globally. You're very right. Hey, Wigwam. What my position, what I want to keep clear is the fact is that we need to keep this community going. So we're going to go through an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. I suspect everybody needs to disappear and handle their financial affairs and their secrecy all in private. Now, I don't know how this is going to work out for mom and dad that have been together for 50 years or 30-year marriages and stuff like that. You're going to have to work that on your own, okay? But what I'm saying to you, there's going to be a 90-day period that we will be off we'll be MIA, missing in action. That's what I would highly suggest. Stay off the airwaves and stuff like that. And then we'll come back on and we'll be able to, from there we'll be able to rebond with. We'll be able to rebond with everybody. How you doing, Laura? Yes. You could buy currency on Amazon. Yes, you can. Just make sure when you order it, anything to do with Amazon, just make sure you take a screenshot of because they won't give you a receipt, but just make sure you got a screenshot, and then at least that gives you letting the redemption QFS people know that you bought it through them. Yep, that'll work. I'm not going to play into a lot of the rules and stuff like that because we don't even know if all the rules. From what I hear through Mark Z, is things are going to be very, very easy. Yeah. Trump said America first. Absolutely. You're so right. So Europe will wait long, then, yeah. No, it's all going to be transferred at once. This is worldwide. This is being done worldwide. GESARA is being done worldwide collectively. Same as Canada, whatever. But like I said, you have foreign currency, you have precious metals, all the precious metals, they're all going to be reevaluated. Okay, yes, you could say that's part of GESARA, NESARA, whatever it is, but if you do not have any investment in those, which is totally separate from the quantum financial system, okay, it's something to do. We're going to get money from that because of your investments. I'm just letting you know that what to invest in and what not to invest in. Okay? So I'm going to start with what you need to do is buy foreign currency, which is a really good investment. Do not pick. I had people out there buying Kuwaiti dinar. They're already revalued. There is no manipulation. Their economy is extreme. They're one of the strongest economies on the planet. So why would you want to buy that? You want to buy any type of denomination that is 1,000 plus to 1. Okay? 1,000, if it's 1,000, or like in the Vietnamese dong case, it's 19 or 25,000 dong to $1. So that's what you need to buy. Or the rupiah, 11, 12,000 to 1. You see what I'm saying? Or the Colombian peso, 4 or 5,000 to 1, right? So that's where you need to be buying. Or go to the shilling inside of Africa. Check it out. Anything that has a big denomination, a big trade factor, because it's all going to go 1 to 1. Second is the precious metals. Start stocking up on precious metals. Okay, you've got gold. That's big ticket item. You got silver, another big ticket item, but you got copper's cheap. Okay, you got palladium, big ticket item. Uranium, fairly big ticket item. You got rhodium, still very big. Okay, but there are things out there, and that's why I focus in on copper, because copper right now, $6 a pound or $7 a pound is. I don't care if you have guys out there smeltering. If you got guys out there smeltering and doing this, and they're charging, maybe 30% or maybe 100% more, maybe even 200% more. Who cares? Just go ahead and buy it, because now you're getting it in brick form. Okay, but what I would do, because you're dealing with a lot of small operations, these guys selling it out of their garages or whatever they're doing, make sure you go there physically and buy it. Yes, that's what you need to do. Don't order online. But I would be all over copper right now. And because I think copper is going to be, I think silver is going to take the place of gold, and copper is going to take the place of silver. Okay? Australia is going to criminalize speaking negatively about immigration. Well, that's what they say they're going to do. They got no teeth left, okay? They can do and try to, input whatever criminalization on whatever they want to do. It's not going to be enforced, because they're going to be they're just being exposed, and they're going to be picked up by military. So if you want, if you're worried about it, then just don't talk negative about the immigration. Just be there to protect yourself. If somebody's going to attack me, you don't think I'm going to attack him back? Of course I am. Or if I see a little one being threatened, or a woman being hit or something like that, nah, I don't think it's not going to fly in my world. No, it's already been there. I've already been there. Yeah. And they didn't even see me coming. But they got a good swat across the back of the head that put him down. How you doing, Sean? Yep. How you doing, Scooter? Good to see you. We are all God's army, yes, but there are negatives out there. I just want to make that very clear. How you doing, Felita? How are you? Where are you from, Felita? Yeah, how you doing, Coverfit? Some of these names. How you doing, Flash? Good to see you. Yeah. Hey, Anon. Yeah, we're Anons. Yeah, we're Anons. We're the digital warriors out there that are, keeping everything together. They could not have won without us. Because we are the kind of like the shining light that is bringing awareness to the planet, the Great Awakening. Yeah, and we're an army. We're an army around the world. All you have to do is take a look at our numbers. That's not small. That's not a rogue outfit. No, we are a movement. a worldwide movement. And enjoy the fact is that you're going to be, 50, 60, 100 years from now, they're going to be writing books about all of this, and you're going to be included. You're going to be involved in that. And you know what? That's something to be proud of. We are making history right now. That's what's happening. They sold us out for self-greed. Yes, they did. And that you couldn't put that in better terms. Yes, it was all self-greed, but they put in these leaderships that have no soul. They have no soul because they don't care if people die on the battlefield. Such as Zelensky and the rest of them. They're just very, very evil people, and we as good people have allowed this to happen. So what does that make us? I don't know what he's going to announce. Is it tonight he's going to announce it? Who knows? I'm not even following Trump. And what Trump is it? Is it the real Trump? No. But everything's being manufactured by the military. What about school? School's gone. The fascist socialist programs that they have out there that has been manipulating, brainwashing our children. Like my son, he went to Vancouver University and completely lost his mind, turned his beautiful ways, and he really never had any aptitude. He was more of an artist, where I was more of a sawmill guy, bush guy, and I tried to bring him into it, but it just wasn't in his not in his blood. I don't know what happened there. Anyways, he's doing fine. I guess he's down in Vancouver, and he's running a theater thing down there with all that creative yuppie stuff that he hangs with people in Vancouver. And good on him, right? It's a completely different world. I mean, I grew up in Vancouver, and back in the 60s, and so I guess he's got that in him. So. But people should be allowed to walk their lives, and the loved ones that walk away from what you're doing and stuff like this, allow them to walk. Boyfriends, girlfriends, if they were meant to be you, they would be doing things with you or wanting to be around you, respecting the things that you're doing. And if you don't have loved ones that are doing that, then you have to walk away. You have to take care of your own vessel. You have to take care of your own spiritual guide. Okay? Protect it. Yes. How you doing, Mojo? I'm about 1.5 hours from Grimes County. Elon is putting a SpaceX in there. Cool. Let's see how it flies. Right? We don't know. I mean, we're going to go from the Flintstones to the Jetsons overnight. And I think Elon, has been swapped out from the bad guy to the good guy, and there's going to be a lot of good things happening. The technology is going to be over the top cool. Yes. How you doing? The big call? I don't know. I'm not following those guys. I don't know. They try to keep things positive, but they get a lot of disinformation. How you doing, Sheila? Grand rising to you too. Hello from Alabama. How are you doing? Yes. Alabama's a beautiful state, yeah. Trump is a great man. He is. He's being driven by God. He is one of God's warriors. And there is a bloodline out there that is fighting evil and has been fighting evil for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Good against evil has been on this planet forever. Well, conspiracy theorists, my definition of that is a conspiracy theorist is only somebody that knows something 6 months before everybody else does, right? Or even a year or 2 years before anybody else does. They're just not getting it. When people you have to take into account, especially with the little kids, when they say things, start to listen. They're saying things because it's coming from a higher power. I mean, I'm talking about saying things unusually that, make you stop and go, right? You got to listen to that stuff because it's coming from a higher power. Now, we can dive into that, and that'll take us down a rabbit hole. No, you're not. You're not late. Nobody's ever late. I repeat myself for all the newbies that are coming in, and we welcome you with open arms. Yep, we want you to learn as what we've been learning. It's extremely important. But we also have to be here to defend ourselves. God has given us the power to be warriors too. Love itself is a weapon. Our minds, how we think, is a weapon. We can turn the weapon for good, we can turn it for evil, right? Gifted foreign currency, need a letter, yes you do. From a person who gifted it to you, yes, is what I understand. Yes, it is. Just get them to do a letter. I did a letter for, a few people out there that I give money to. Has anybody else heard of this? Yes, that's how it's going down. That's how it's going down. You got to, but the thing is, you're not going to worry about it on $1 million or $2 million. It doesn't, it's the people that have, 400 or 500 million that have been gifted to them. I mean, I don't think 4 or 5 million is going to make much difference. It was gifted. You could say, this is who gifted it to you, and then they would phone or contact that person and say, yeah, I give it to them. I mean, that's really, these are on smaller amounts. Everything based on is on the amount that you're going to be receiving is what you're going to get getting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, everything right now, to get you all going, it's going to be, it's going to be screened. You're going to be screened and have a reading, a frequency reading. Okay, that's a biometric reading of your thought process. They have that technology. Will I get my money back for my teeth? Yes, you will. Yeah, and who really cares? You're going to receive a pile of money, and I guess we can say yes, we might get a checklist of where it had come from, but really, who cares? I mean, if you got 10 million in the bank and more money coming in every month, I mean, I don't care, right? And just the fact is that you're going to be monitored on what you do with that money. And how you give it back to humanity, or what you do with it. You can do good things for yourself, and maybe go out there and get a ranch or get a small acreage or whatever and start growing things. You keep it simple. You can go as long as it's not hurting other people. As long as you start doing things that hurt other people, it's the game's over. How you doing, Truth Time? NESARA is signed into law October the 10th, 2000. Yes. Well, it was signed in by Clinton a long time ago. By holding a gun to his head. Yep, you're right. That's what happened. And the bodyguards and the White House staff was told to stand down, and they're stand down and witness what was being signed. So that's all been taken care of. How you doing, Cheryl? Yeah, you can use your money to start your own business. Start selling holistic medicines, or start doing, even foods and stuff, like organic foods and produce, and as long as it's anything to do with good and helping people out there. That's why I love the States so much, especially Idaho and Montana, because they still got those mom and pop restaurants that have some of the most fabulous food on the planet, because they're taking all the foods that are coming in from the farmers in those particular areas. That's the way it should be. They're not going to take crap in any of this globalism crap. That's why I like to be around people like that. That's why I love the Philippines. The Philippine people are they're poor, but they're very tolerant. But they're not tolerant to corruption. They're not tolerant to corrupt politicians. And I don't like Canada right now. I don't like its state of affairs and what it's going through. I love the beautiful, I love Canada itself. It's a very, very beautiful country, physically, but the politics and the system stinks. And I don't want to have any part of it. Not till it gets itself cleaned up. And I'm too old to. I've got other fish to fry. Yeah. Well, that's too bad. Yeah. If your tooth broke today, just start drinking clove. I'm going to tell you right now, the clove, if you're drinking the clove, it repairs your body. And it will, remember how Mom used to stick the clove up there? Stop the pain? Yeah. That's what we do. Clove is one of God's medicines, that you just put it and steep it in water. Along with your cinnamon. You can do cinnamon. You can do some, if you don't like, if it's not sweet enough, then you put some nice liquid organic honey in there. Right. It's all good. How you doing, Christina, sorry. And Randy, how are you? Excuse me. Hey, Dice. You were born with black dead teeth. Yeah. From poisons. Okay. They're all going to be replaced. You'll be able to go into med bed. You get brand new set of choppers. Yep. Me too. I mean, and nobody has perfect teeth until, only the young ones do. But the young ones have gone through the torture and the pain that we have as old souls. That's why there's going to be a lot more lateral movement in the world that we for the older ones than it will be for the younger ones. The younger ones are going to have to work, and they're going to still be. Have the opportunity, people with, childhood diseases and stuff like that. It's all going to be handled by med beds. Yeah. Everything out there has been manufactured by the reptoids. That is bad against us.
Oh, he's peeing right now, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Did he pee?
What's going on in Canada right now?
Oh, you didn't see him raising his leg?
Oh. Well, everything's going on in Canada. I mean, it's just, it's not a good environment. No, we had the things we had in Canada as far as the Freedoms and Act and our Bill of Rights and everything else. It's all been stripped. We have a bunch of parasites, globalist parasites in Ottawa right now that's strip mining all the Canadian asset to fill their coffers for their unelected investors overseas in other countries that have nothing to do with Canada. They're just using Cornwall and the federal government to help strip, using them to strip mine Canada's assets. And I just might add, for anybody that's against this becoming a North American kingdom, there's a lot to be said about that, because you have a choice. As a Canadian, we all have a choice. We can go along with what the Americans are doing, because Trump is quietly buying up all of Greenland, which is a strategic value. The people are going to be paid very well. They're still going to have their sovereignty, but they're being paid. It's like putting money in your pocket with no, with no conditions. Okay, so I don't get it with these the criminal minds and the freakazoids that are out there listening to communism is absolutely over the top stupid. And I'm seeing this right now, especially I'm ashamed and disgusted at Canadians, especially down in the Toronto area, booing other countries and making it very, very hard for other countries to come in there and play their game. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. I am absolutely disgusted on your behavior. You don't deserve to be in Canada. You don't deserve to, you're for being who you are. Your whole identity as a Canadian should be stripped. You should have no country because you don't represent Canadians. So we're being destroyed from within because we have allowed these communist globalists NACIs to come in from the east, and then of course from the west they came in from the CCP and the Communist Chinese Party, and that's Canada's going into a meltdown of and they're only after the assets, and they don't give a shit about the white people. They don't give a shit about the Canadians, and that's very, very obvious that you can see all this. But I am the problem is with Canada right now. We have too many mind controlled, brainwashed morons because of our schooling system. We have assimilated with socialism, which is, communism, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But, that's more or less in the East. You're seeing a lot of that in those big populated areas. They do not have two physical brain cells to rub together. Absolutely dumb beyond, and I would also go out as far as to say, besides some of the inbred Pakistanis out there, and I'm not going to be racist about this, but there is out there, let's just face the facts. Besides them and a few other really backwards areas, in the Middle East, Canadians are probably the dumbest people, especially down east, are the dumbest people on the planet. Now, I know that there's a lot of patriots down there that assimilate with me, but, you patriots down there are surrounded by complete fools. And they want to take our money from the West to finance their bullshit. We need insane asylums back, or we need at least institutions to reprogram the ideology that's going on. There's not enough. Here I'm. So, yes, I've got to watch what I say because I'm getting warnings right now. Okay. I would love to be able to go back on Rumble, and I will be going back on Rumble and doing my lives on Rumble from the Philippines when I get there. I don't know when. I don't know when I'm going to get there. And I don't know how or when I'm going. But I'll just show up there one day, and I'll have it all set up. And I'll be there, and I'm going to try to stay for the winter. Yep. Yes. We should never fear anything. We look to Jesus, and we have great prayers at night that we can say, by yourself and whatever you need to be. And it's, he'll give you comfort. These corrupt criminals will try to wipe us out. Yes, because they don't want us They want us, DEAD, and to steal our land, to steal our water and all our resources. That's why that's why what did they do with the indigenous? They poisoned them out in certain areas and whole regions like that to steal the land. What did they do in Lahaina, Hawaii? What did they do in the Palisades in LA? What did they do in Texas? What did they do in North Carolina? What did they do in Penticton? Up in the area there. These are all. What did they do in Jasper National Park? They did it for land grab. These are corporations that should be shut down, and the CEOs arrested. How you doing, Moon? Kuwait is a very, very strong country. It's been kind of away from everything else. Do not buy their money because it's already at $4, 4-1. I mean, where's the advantage there? All they can do is go down. So you don't want to invest in that money. But you do want to invest in anything else that has. I mean, all you have to do is go to EX Converter and just go through that whole list. What's there, what's available. And it will say whether it be available or not available, because they do have that now. If it's available, it's available. So just look at the ones that are available. But they are running out of, to purchase currency because we're coming to an end of this. How you doing from Athens? Athens, beautiful Greece. How you doing? Welcome, Florida. Hey, Jana. Hey, Pearl. And I'm not going to get into, because this is a lot of controversy going on there, but yeah, we have to find our own light and our own way. This is what I am helping you to prepare for. What's going to happen in Canada? Any updates? We're watching Canada taking a thrashing. Financially, globally, we're being humiliated around the world. And the Americans are starting to, speak up about our behavior. And as they should. I am thoroughly disgusted with the behavior of Canada. I know I love a lot of people in Canada. I'm born and raised here. I have a lot of friends here, but I'm thoroughly disgusted in the hate that's here. How you doing, girl, Roxy? Good to see you. What official platform? Hey, we're just here. We are rowing our boat towards sovereign freedom. Yeah. Yes, God is the one that keeps you going. I mean, all you have to do is ask for help. Ask for, goodness in your heart. Bring love in my heart. Please distract and extract all the hate out of me. Ask for forgiveness. Ask for him to give you the power to forgive. I know there's a lot of people that has screwed us over. We've had family and friends and close friends and people we relied on that has completely burned us. But that's why we're here. We're here to, forgive them, because that way we can grow. If we don't forgive them, we'll never grow. We need to grow into this new world. And you know what? We'll look back on this and say, wow, what a ride that was. I mean, I've been on this stupid ride, not knowing things are right, for 25 years, and I'm glad I'm learning every day. And we're sharing every time we're coming on here, and we're sharing these things together. That we're all learning. We're all learning together. Yes, it's a great awakening. the stuff that we're going to see on the other side, I mean, with all these patents coming out, oh my good God, that's going to be something else. Yes, we got to stand firm. We got to protect ourselves and keep our heads on a swivel at all times, especially right now. We are in very, very dangerous times right now. We are being emotionally, physically, spiritually attacked right now, everywhere around the world that you're seeing it. Especially you young girls out there, you have to take better precaution. Now, there's a lot of girls that are doing some evil stuff right now. And I can tell you story after story, and I'm not going to get into, young children's behavior. But you're not going down the right road. And you're abusing your spirit. Yep. How you doing, Holly? Good to see you. Hey, Crazy Indian. Good to see you. Myra. How you doing, Robin from Canada? Hanging in there. Good. What a disaster Canada is. Yeah. Love. Yeah, the only way we're going to get out of this by loving each other. By showing kindness. It's the only way we're going to come out of this. God is the only way out of this for Canada. And, plus the military. But they've already signed their oath of loyalty towards the, good people of this world. They've already signed their loyalty to that. They are there to help and protect us from the evil that's out there. And you're seeing them in covert operation right now, but soon they'll be on the streets. Yes. And I will have been vindicated at that point. Yes, we're going to the 51st. Canada will be part of the North American Kingdom or Alliance. Yeah. We're going to be surrounded. That's what's happening right now. Americans are buying up all parts of Greenland. And then, of course, you got another assault on the incorporation of Canada, which is the 51st, which is the Alberta, Saskatchewan movement going in. And this is all to help wake up the retards that are still fighting against that. And that's fine. But the ratification was never really ratified. We never signed any type of agreement with any of the First Nations back in 1871. They just came in, and the English and French just came in and killed the natives, and they tried to just take it over, and then they started putting all kinds of man-made documents together saying that this, that, and the other thing. The United States was the only nation back in 1776 that signed the Declaration of Independence. And during and then they put together the divine constitution to protect the sovereignty of the United States, and they brought in Canada at that time, because but then they were taken over. Both were taken over by corporations, unelected, I might add, unelected bankster, because they had all the money. The Rothschilds needed to take control of the world finance. That's what they did, and then from there. Once they had control of the trillions and trillions of dollars of phony money, they used that phony money to manipulate the world. Very, very evil. But they were very, very, very calculating in what they did. I hope I explained that properly. Canada will be part of the only way we're going to be sovereign is that if we annex into the United States, which we already have. So you are sovereign right now. They're just what we're doing right now is what the Global Alliance or the Restored Republic Treasury is doing right now is identifying all the leftist retards and knowing who they are, because they're not going to be a part of this. They're going to have to go and get rehabilitated. How you doing, Queenla? I tried to explain this to my family, and they just don't get it. No, they're not meant to get it. Everybody, like I said, everybody has their own path. Isa. Is it Isa? Yeah, everybody has their own path, and it's not your job anymore, Isa. It's just let it go. Just start healing yourself. You know, like I said, start doing good things for yourself. Start doing the clove. You know, do things that you like to do, right? If you like to just lay down and read a book, do that, right? You know, I mean, just do things for yourself. That's part of self-healing. How you doing, TC? And Apple, Melissa, how are you? Yep. How you doing, Linda? Yeah, we got so many new people coming on. Hey, Jessa, Frank, Justice, how you doing? AJ, how you doing? Oops, sorry. Donna and Todd. Lots of people coming on. Yeah, it only says 311 people here. But when we go back into the, you know, the actual attendance, it'll be, you know, well over that. So there is, even on TikTok, there's lots of, you know, there's lots of manipulation. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome, Georgia. I'm going to, this is my game plan. I'm going to stay on as much as I can, and I'll be able to do this from here or wherever I'm at. You know, make sure I'm, you know, staying in tune. Yeah, do the close, exactly. Stay wherever I am, and then, but there will be a blackout or a knockdown, and, you know, I might, depends what kind of nerve I have, come on and do just a hello and everything, say everything's fine, and that's about it, you know, through the 90-day NDA period. But I'm going to have to, you know, watch that very closely. Yeah. Well, it's not just the Gen X that are here to save humanity. I'm a baby boomer, right? Crazy India. I'm a baby boomer. I was born in 55. Yeah, and you know, baby boomers. There's a lot of us that are very much awake. We've gone through all this stuff, and especially the baby boomers that have come from communist countries. They're really awake. I've got friends of mine that are my age and a little bit younger, a little bit older. I got a lot of, you know, a lot of people in the Philippines that are very awake. They know what's going down. They've already been through that. You know, we've already been through the manipulated wars of, you know, the jungles of Vietnam and the stuff that happened, all the manipulation that happened in Indonesia, and you know, the meltdown in Japan over and over and over again. You've seen it all. We all witnessed it. Our family is extremely important, and don't forget for 1 minute that the Patriots and the Global Alliance is not looking upon us. They're watching and listening to everything that we're doing. They want us to shed the light. Love and light. How you doing, Tara? Please talk about do the cloves again. Oh, you want to talk about? Well, it's pretty straightforward. I don't know if I haven't got it with me right now. But you just get a big jar like this one here. You know, just get a big thing. I got milk in this one. But you get a big jar. Hang on a sec here. Here you go. Here, okay. That's a big jar. It's I guess that's a quart. I don't know. But that's just a canning jar you can buy. It's cheap. And go get 3 or 4 of them and fill them up with. You got 2 cinnamon sticks in there and a whole bunch of cloves at the bottom. Now, what I'm going to do, because this is the second day on this, okay, because you can do it twice. You can fill the water up twice. Now, I'll drain the water out of this, and then I'll just throw out the cinnamon and the cloves out of that, and then I'll put some fresh stuff in, and that'll really darken this up. But you can extract that. You can do it twice to extract all of it, because even the second time you drink it, you'll extract a lot of clove medicine out of it. Now, there's all kinds of stuff. If you just want to go into TikTok and then type in, you know, clove benefits, and you'll be really surprised how much this healing is involved. I mean, it attacks joint pain. It attacks blood-brain barriers. Any plastics that you got dissolves that. I mean, it clears up your all the parasites in your blood cells. It clears up the parasites that are in your. You know how you got raw fish, okay, salmon, absolutely parasitic. Cook. You know, you got to freeze that stuff and cook. I mean, it's just too much hassle, right? And that's why I say the Filipinos, they cook the shit out of their fish. They know. They cook it like it turns a salty, crispy type of, flavor meat. They don't, the Japanese, they put ginger on their plate because they're eating sushi. Because the ginger kills the parasites at the same time. Okay, they love their sushi. They love and the wasabi. They love that wasabi, and the wasabi kills the parasites as well. Hot as all get out. But you could put the wasabi, like what we used to do, and this was, I mean, I just watched the other Japanese and how they, did their preparations and stuff like that. And what they'll do is they'll take a big wad of wasabi and they'll stick it in their soy sauce and they mix it all up together. So they have a, what do you call it? They have kind of a slurry in there. And then they could dip their sushi in there, do whatever they're doing, right? And that is a very strong, powerful taste, and it's very delicious. Once you acquire a taste to it, it's very delicious. But that's how they do that, and they keep the parasites off of them. Plus, they have their green tea, which is also, anti-parasite and other things, right? But for us, cloves and cinnamon. Cinnamon takes all the sugar for diabetes. People are on diabetes. The cinnamon takes the sugar out of your blood, and it repairs your kidneys. It repairs your liver, and it repairs your pancreas. That's all in one drink. I mean, I feel wonderful since I've been drinking this, and I drink it on a daily basis. I drink about a half a quart a day. And I will be, because it's summer now, you're hot, you want to drink something, instead of grabbing water, just grab some clove water, right? Yeah. How you doing, Kelly? Hey, Kane. How you doing, Tina? Hey, Joanne. Good to see you. There's a lot of Patriots in there. I mean, don't mess with the Patriots. That's what I'm saying. And thank you for saying that, right? Yeah, you're a baby boomer. You're awake too. Yeah, I mean that. Baby boomers. We're the old, souls that had come in here originally to start shedding the light. Gen X, we got, they were the second wave, right? That's how that works. Baby boomers were the first wave. And of course, the ones that were, the war babies, they're pretty much all gone now. They're in another dimension. They're rotating back. Mm-hmm. Or they might have got smart and just left, gone back to their original, place where they come from. We don't know. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to blow your mind when you know what's going on here, especially when you're able to get the powers back to realize, you're looking at all your other thousands of past lives. This goes back to the beginning of time. It's going to blow your mind. I mean, it's blowing my mind. I can't even get my head around it. There's lots of boomers that are on here because a lot of boomers are awake. They're assimilating with what's going on here. And I'm telling you, I got two close friends. They're going through almost the same thing I am, which is they were from Germany. They're here, and I'm not going to mention their names, but they are as awake as I am. We always bounce ideas back and forth. They have a little bit more fear about what Canada is becoming. And you know what? I understand now. And they were more fearful of that being in Canada, coming from Germany. They said, we just finished leaving Germany from all the globalists that were happening over there. And now it's all happening here. Now they're talking about maybe Ecuador or something like that. You know, and they had farms. They, you know, it's, they just want to live in peace. And they're all baby boomers. You know, this is maybe why I want to, you know, go hang down in the Idaho area, be surrounded by good Christian, good old homeboys, you know, good people, you know, women that have families and women and men that have a good outlook on a pragmatic way of thinking. Let's put it that way, because they do, and you could tell. You can get that vibe off them right away. I'm not getting that in Canada. I'm getting the dumb vibe in Canada. Very depressing. I'm getting it. No, I'm not saying anything about the Canadian patriots out there. I'm not insinuating. We have a lot of shining light in the Canadian patriots out there, but we got a lot of dumbness too. And I'm getting that. You know, I'm getting that dumb vibe. How you doing, Christina? Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, the live streams are important for everybody. You know, it gets everybody, and that's why I come on at 7. I know it's like the hours are really, really different, but really, when you think about it, you know, we all need a shot of, you know, positive vibe, you know, every day, right? Because there are a lot of good things that are happening out there. When they're just exposing all the bad right now, you know, and it's freaking out a lot of the sleepers right now. The sleepers are absolutely freaking out. Yeah, they're losing their mind right now, and that's one thing. A lot of them are still trying to ignore it, and they're not accepting it. But wait till the banks close. See what happens then. Yeah. How you doing, Terry? Yeah, I put in, like yesterday, I put in 24 cloves. You know, it depends how, you know, and 2 cinnamon sticks. Yeah, I mean, it depends how fast you want it to darken up. It doesn't matter. You know, there's no set, you know, put a spoonful of cloves in there. You know, with a couple of 3, even put 3 cinnamon sticks in. It depends on how how powerful you want it. But you don't need, you know, until your body gets used to it, because your body will have a flame out. It's going to be, you're going to have a parasite explosion. There's just no doubt about it. But that's what's cleaning out everything. And every time you drink that stuff, it keeps, it's a continuous clean out, and it's all done naturally. Like, you know, I haven't even taken ivermectin or fenbendazole, because this is much from, I mean, there's nothing wrong with those holistic medicines, nothing, but they cost money. Clove and cinnamon doesn't cost, what is that? 2 big packages cost me $14. I mean, go, sure, you know, and those packages will last me a month, if not more, right? So $14 a month, that's the way I'm seeing it. Yes, we're going back to 1955 pricing, and you can see this happening right now, Stuart. You know, this is what's happening right now. I mean, we have acres and acres and acres of RVs. This would be a good one for you, Mama, because we're watching a meltdown of RVs. There is a big, huge RV in town here, and they had a nice little shop and business happening over there, and they even took care of the land across the street from them. They had all kinds of, they had good stock. They had, you know, doing fine business, but through their infamous wisdom and, you know, their ego, they wanted more, and they grabbed it, and they built this big, huge data center over next to Home Depot. And I couldn't believe the size of this place. I mean, they had 20-foot walls. What is that even for? What do you mean it's a 20-foot wall? You got to heat all that? So anyways, they go build this thing, and they bring in double the stock. So you got this, 10 acres of massive RV living, whatever. They're going belly up. So you're going to see the RVs right now that are worth $250,000. You're going to be lucky. They're going to be lucky to get 10,000, maybe 15,000. They're going to go through a crisis where they're saying, there's no way I'm going to sell it for that. I'm losing money. Well, you know what? You're going to lose it all. And that's exactly what's happening in the States right now. You keep your eye on what's going on in the States right now as far as the meltdown, and that exact same thing is going to happen in Canada. That has been going down in history since the conception of Canada and the United States. That goes back to the 1800s. If the United States farts, we get to smell it, and that's the way it's going to be. How you doing, Cheryl? Yep, boomer there. I see. You know how all the boomers come out? You know what I mean? As soon as you say Gen X, we say, well, we're boomers. We are the first wave. And people seem to forget that. I'm hearing, and we love the Gen Xers. Don't get us wrong. But you are the second wave. We claim being the first wave coming in of light. We call ourselves light workers because we're bringing the light with us and awareness. Take to the rest of the sleepers on the planet. We are the first wave to do that, okay? The Gen X were the second. The Millenniums were the third, which was a total meltdown. The Millenniums, there are a lot of patriots in the Millenniums, a lot of awakenings. But they have been really MK Ultra'd. Yeah. See, I'm seeing boomer. Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of boomers on here. Yeah. I understand that, Alex. I should have said baby boomers and Gen X. It's okay, crazy Indian. It's all right. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm just... I'm here as a mediator. I'm seeing all this happen, right? And because I know we have a lot of boomers on this podcast. Well, I bet you it's 50-50, right? We do have some millennium. Why don't you just call it out if you're a millennium? Call it if you're a millennium. Are you a Gen X or a Generation Z? I mean, call it out. Let's know who we are. And it'll give us a good, understanding about, who our community is, what this community, how it's built. Yeah, you saw it happening years ago. So did I. Baby boomers are the starseeds, the indigo ones. We are actually these light workers that came in, that shot in with bringing the light. But this, it goes back even farther than us. But since this Great Awakening really starting to shine was in the baby boomer time, because we're the only ones here to fight it, right? There was many generations before us that were bringing in the light as well. This fight has been going on for tens of thousands of years, okay? The baby boomers are we call it the first, but we're only the next generation from the ones that are, that have that has passed over to another reality. Yeah. Okay, another spiritual reality. Yeah, and those are generations and generations before. So with the technology that we're having, that's coming, we're going to be able to see all those other realities. It's very, I can't even get my head around it. Yep. Boomer here. Yep. Gen X here. Yeah. They can identify, they can identify communism in a second. Yes, the boomers, because a lot of boomers have lived through it. A lot of, the war generation had to fight it. and the boomers were the children of the of the war generation, as I was. I know the history I mean, you cannot help but know it when you live through it, right? How you doing, Kelly? Yes. Baby boomer from North Carolina, awakening. See what you started in Crazy Indian? It's good though. It's good. Generation, yeah, Gen X here. Yeah, good. 1979. Yep. What do you take for diabetes? Cinnamon stick. Put the cloves in the water, cold water or just warm water. Doesn't make sure you got clean water. Put some cinnamon sticks in there, and put the clove sticks in there, and the diabetes will go away. Yes, it will. It'll clean out your pancreas, cleans out your kidneys, and you won't have any issues with what do you call it? Wipes out your kidney stones. Yeah, and it cleans your liver. Takes all the parasites off your liver. Yeah, this is simple. Cloves, that's it. Yeah. This is what I have found. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not a physician, but I have a deep passion for holistic medicine. Some of us are already starting to see things out of the corner of our eyes. Exactly. You're right. A lot of things going on there, and like we're starting to feel the vibes, see the vibes, and know really who our enemies are. How you doing, Curtis? Yep. What do I think about Trump going to say tonight? I'm not really I can't speculate on it. God knows what that man's going to say. Who knows? I know he's popping liberal heads, though. I do know that. He's popping liberal heads on the liberals are losing their mind. They're not going to make it, no. Yeah, it's good because we got everybody talking, and thank you very much for that comment, because it's extremely important. When you get them talking, that's where the awareness comes, right? Mm-hmm. How you doing, Melissa? Hey, Wigwam. Long time no see. I'm glad you guys are bonding. Yeah, I got that word bonding for everybody. That's what they use in the Philippines. I know. Hey, Peter. He does. Peter McDougall or McCullough has a spike detox protocol. Okay. Yeah, you want me to spell out his name? Is Peter McCullough McCullough. Yeah, he has a spike detox protocol. Wormwood and black walnut, sure, and that's great. You can go to your health food store and pick those up there, and pound them back as well. Yeah, it must be real cinnamon stick. I mean, I like to use, if you use the powder, then of course you're drinking it all down, right? You're getting all the little Klingons in your mouth. I just use the cinnamon stick. I got one friend that says, no, I like to let it soak and then I get out there and I eat it, right? Yeah, I mean, people have their own way of doing things. Why cool water? Because you do not want, it's not cool water, you want room temperature water, because it's your body's room temperature. And that'll go in. Cold water closes up your cells. Okay? Hot water opens up your cells. So, but I just use room water and use it just to drink it, and because it's got a nice flavor to it. Yes, you can put copper in your vessels as well. I've got all kinds of pieces of copper I put together. Yep. I even put copper in my coffee. It alkalines it. It just kills all the bacteria right away. On contact. You could put copper in the bottom of your your clove cinnamon water jug. Yes, the dentists are as bad because it's not that they're bad. It's just they've been programmed to, take on their practice, and their practice is, they have to stay in line being a doctor. I mean, because they're having to, when they stop using the protocol of the Rockefeller protocol, then they are ostracized and they are eventually pushed out of the system. Yeah, add sea salt. Yeah, you can do that too. Sea salt is excellent for parasite cleanse and neutralizing your red blood cell. Yep. I mean, people need salt every day. Don't be scared of it. We need that sodium. Yep. I've never felt healthier in my life. I really haven't. I mean, I used to be walking around like a, 80-year-old Chinese guy. Yeah. When I was 50, because I was working in construction. And I didn't have any of those damn medicines that I knew about now. And now, I mean, I can, I go up and down ladders. I do things. I climb and, jump off decks and stuff like that. 71 years old. I feel good. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs, right? That's extremely important because, being a guy that you got to take care of your bodily fluids and make sure everything works. I do Shilajit to keep my male hormones active, right? Mama likes that, right? Yeah. How you doing, Melissa? Been seeing light in the corner of my eye, and that's because you're awakening, Wendy. You're it's all a vibration thing, and that's good. Yeah, people, they're having ringing in their ear and their itchy ears and maybe scratching or whatever. Well, that scratching is the parasites coming out, but you can wash your body. You can just go into a nice bowl, metal bowl or glass bowl, and just put some clean water in it and throw some hydrogen peroxide, which reminds me I got to go buy some more. And then put some lavender in there, or put some lemon. You can squeeze a lemon into that, right? You can put a little bit of clove water in there if you want, right? Put a little bit of baking soda in there, pinch or two. You don't need much. And wash your body down with a nice cloth. And watch the stuff that comes out of your system. It's just, we cover up with these soaps that we don't know what the hell's in those soaps. We're using them, standing under a shower from, city water, full of chlorine. No. We all have to change our practice right now. We want to keep our bodies cleansed. Our skin is the biggest organ on our body. And we need to keep that cleansed. So whatever we put on our skin goes into our bloodstream. So do we want silver dioxide and all this aluminum, proxies to go in? No, because that's what we're filling our body up with. This is why we are in a depressed, low IQ state of mind right now, because we got to cleanse all that. Your mind and your IQ will come back if you clean it out. It's like a motor. You got to get some good cleaning to get it cleaned out. Yep. Thank you very much. I love these lives too. It's, I could not do the things I do without you. All of you. This is extremely important. Take it from an old soul. Take it from take it from a boomer. I'm proud to be a boomer. And I know I'm going to be, when I get into these, I hope, and only, through God's power, that I'll be able to get into a med bed and get life extension, and we can continue this for the next 1,000 years. Right? Otherwise, maybe God's got different plans for me. I don't know. What type of clothes? The type that you buy at the grocery store. Yeah. Copper copper. Yeah, put copper in your vessels. Yeah, it's extremely important. How you doing, Goldie? Yeah, Cornball is panicking. All right, he sure is. But he's going to be taken off the playboard, the chessboard. He and all the other ones, Stalmer from England, you know, Luxon from New Zealand, and I guess apparently Albanese's gone. They can't even find him. Same with Mertz out of Germany. Germany's on the brink of total financial meltdown. There's no money left, right? I'm scared to hold dollars right now. I got to get rid of it if it's coming, because I'm doing a little bit of selling on the side for the materials and lumber. I don't want to hold it. I don't want to be caught with it. I would sooner just go, let's get those things paid for, that needs to be paid for, so before it's, before the meltdown does affect the world. That's what we're doing. We're rocking the world with the truth. Okay? Any recommendation on how to do a gallbladder cleanse? Clove and, because it goes right through your system. It will help your gallbladder, everything. It helps every organ on your body, right down to your tippy toes. Right? It opens up all the passageways that helps discrete your poisons. Yeah, that's what it does. Cloves. Yeah, cloves and cinnamon. Cinnamon neutralizes all the sugars that get built up, and that cleanses your pancreas. No more diabetes. I mean, that should just go away.
Zu tun, sondern ich lege es nicht Ihnen vor, ich lege
all this. The literature, the billions and trillions of dollars that you spent on them and all their medicines, they turned around and spent your money on things to keep the information away from you. And it's up to us now to open up that book and those binders and to know what is going to work for us. Your body will tell you. What's a good binder? Zeolite, right? Zeolite. You can, binders are one thing, but, look into it, research it, right? But I don't use any type of binder, because what I'm doing right now, I feel a huge amount of difference. So I know something's working, right? How you doing, Jay? So he was a number one, Peter McCullough was a American number one heart surgeon. So it's kind of to do with your arteries and whatever. There is a lot of, that's a whole different thing, but, usually people that have heart problems are having, their hearts are not really the problem. It's the pipes that go into the hearts that get clogged up with trans oils. You should never eat trans oils. Stick to stuff that is, like good, healthy meats. Like I said, we just got to watch what we put in us, right? It's all about retraining our food intake, retrain everything. I feel extremely healthy, and I eat all my wonderful foods over in the Philippines, and I have unbelievable dishes over there. That's probably, the second thing I miss most about the Philippines. One is my family, second is the food. And I lose weight. I eat more, but lose weight. Why? Because I eat organic. They have, the things that I go to the market in the morning. I know that damn thing was picked yesterday, the day before. Or, there's nothing, they just don't keep it. What they do, what goes to rot, whatever, goes out to the pigs. That's the function of the Philippines and all the markets. They will have a fish market there. that is, the fishermen come, they leave at night, they come in early in the morning, and then the guys, or the traders or whatever they're doing, the fish market people will go down to the boats, they buy buy their stock, and then they bring it right back up to the market, which is, we're only like a quarter mile, not even that. We're a rock's throw away from the docks. So the fish come up and you can buy it. And that's the whole Philippines. Wherever the population is, that's where they've got, because the boats, they come out there, they're Philippine dugout boats, so they can slide them right onto the beach. And then they drop their stock there. Yeah. And, they have all types of fish. Yeah. I like the bangus. Bangus fish is wonderful. Very, very little, bones. Very tasty too. And you can mix it up with and you know what? Their rice down there is a lot better rice than it is here. I don't know what's going on with the rice here. They're importing it from something. It's not as healthy. Unless it comes in from, if it's imported from Thailand or the Philippines, something like that, there you got good rice. How you doing, Melissa? Hey, Lindsay. What happened to I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. No. What's the seeing things from the corner of the eye mean? Excuse me, you're seeing the light. You're seeing energy. Your pineal gland is clearing up. Why do you think the dog is going to... Oh, the dog. I guess for the dog. Why do I think? Because they have to revalue. I mean, it's exactly what Trump has been repeating. Repeating. He's been saying it since 2017. In order to have fair trade on the planet, all currencies have to be on more even playing field. Those are his exact words. And he said it more and more. The reason why I can repeat that is because I've heard it so many times. So, that being said, for him being what he said, makes sense to go out there and just drop $100 instead of, on something stupid and foolish. Go drop $100 on and go buy some Vietnamese dong at 19,000 to 1. So if you got $100, you end up with 1.9 million dong, right? And if it gets revalued 2 to 1, you end up with 4 million. It's a pretty cheap investment, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, Devin. They claim black pepper, helps with absorption, yeah. I put black pepper on everything. Yeah. And that, salt is, I use I have Filipino salt that I bring home because that comes right from the Philippine Sea. Yeah, it's just, you got to see it to believe. It's really cool. Yeah, they just have these boats that go out there and they have right onto the beach area there. That's sea salt. Yeah. And they just process it. They clean it. They clean it. And that's whole different story. Even with the rice, they bring in the rice off the rice paddy fields, and they throw the tarps out on the pavement, and they dry the rice out. And the heat from the sun on the rice that's all spread out with rakes, they let that, and the heat cracks the husk, right? And then they shake the shit out of it, whatever they do, and they clean it, and it's the purest, cleanest, most organic rice you'll ever have. And they have I don't know, maybe 30 different types of flavors of rice. Yeah, it's the best. Nicotine patches heals everything. Yes, it does. Thank you very much for putting that in there, Missy. Right? It's very, very true. Nicotine patches will take out the metals. It'll take out the plastics. Okay? And it'll start clearing up your system. Especially the ones that got the jabberoonie. I mean, there's people out there right now that are not following the protocol. They're not using. They're not having their minds aren't open, and they need to start retraining themselves. Right. Otherwise, like it says, it's, what is really, really disturbing for me is the fact is that we have 60% and actually moving up of almost to 70% of all the mothers out there that are losing their babies at childbirth. Yeah, they're not. Of course, the Mockingbird media is not going to announce that, but we've lost a whole generation, millions of babies because of the 2020 Kool-Aid. Yeah, it's not just. Yeah, it's a terrible thing that these reptoids try to do. And we still have people out there that they're having serious physical illness because of that 2020, and they still are denying it. They said, no, that can't be that. No, I'm going to go down and get my flu shot. Every shot out there is evil. I mean, God give you, an immune system. Keep the immune system healthy, and you're going to stay healthy. How you doing, Casa? Oh, Cassia said, I don't know. You can use whatever cinnamon you want. I mean, cinnamon comes, one of the biggest importers of cinnamon, which is going to be, cinnamon is going to be one of those products or, spices that are going to be so demanding on the planet because of the diabetes that we have on this planet. And where does that cinnamon come from? Anybody got a guess? I'm going to put that on hold for a while and to see if anybody can guess where the cinnamon comes from. And don't look into the text. Just I want you to know if you know, right? What do cloves taste like? They taste good. They're a little on the bitter side, but you put the cinnamon in with the water, and it's a very nice flavor, beautiful flavor. Yeah, there's no honey in this, right? Yeah, it's fine. You could put, to sweeten it up more, you could put more cinnamon. Or if you don't, just put two sticks of cinnamon in and put a teaspoon of liquid raw honey. Yep, liquid raw honey is extremely good for you. It cleans out your lungs. They don't tell you that either, do they? Yeah. There's different types of foods all over that repair your body. You just we gotta know what does what. This is what this learning's all about. How you doing, Rhonda? Silver, jewelry, heel copper. Yes, copper does the trick. I mean, I wear it, I wear it all day. Yeah, and I wear silver too. I wear silver and copper. I don't wear gold. Gold's got no, property value to it all. Not to me. Doesn't heal me. Right? It's a currency, and it's a shiny currency, and people like the bling bling, the color of it, right? Hey, Dino, yeah. Hi, Vivian. Wendy, good to see you. Yes, you got to get rid of the plastic bottles. Get rid of all your plastic out of your house, and throw it in the dumpster. Yep, get rid of all your plastics. Start working with, stainless steel if you want, or glass. For your mixing bowls and stuff like that. Okay, the casserole the casserole dishes and stuff like that. That's okay, right? Hey, Tracy. That's okay. Nobody's being rude here. This is love and light. Yeah, ditch the plastic. Good idea though. Some dentists and doctor. Well, they're all. Yes, I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're all reptoids. A lot of them are reptoids. Yeah, dentists and doctors. Yeah, so are the nurses. Yeah, they were planted there to help the depopulation. How you doing, Pearl? Yes, it is. It's a much better. The dong is a much better return than the dinar. Yes, absolutely. There's no question. I think the dinar or the dong is the dark horse here. The reason why they're giving it such, the reason why the world or the deep state has manipulated the dong so bad is because the Vietnamese are the most feared people on the planet. I'm not saying feared by fighting purposes. I'm saying feared by their industrial might. Go to Vietnam and check it out. Tell me. They are, even the Chinese have fear for them because of their industrial might. They hold huge deposits of silver, and they're turning that silver into transistor and all kinds of things that are being traded directly with Taiwan. Some of the biggest trade partners are on the planet right now. And now the Vietnamese are trading straight across right directly with Iraq. With all their, they're trading, some serious product going back and forth. Does anybody got the idea where cinnamon comes from, or what's the biggest distributor of cinnamon? You smoke, and was hoping MedBeds would help me with that. Yeah, probably will. Yep. Yeah, they probably will. You can, yep. But you got to have some willpower to do it yourself too, eh? Past 6 months, body feeling great. Yeah, it's because we're not being poisoned anymore, and your awareness of starting to good things in your body is starting to show the effects. How you doing, Wendy? Yeah. You see little orbs of purple and white? Yeah, I know. It's okay. Your body's going through a huge transition, and because everybody has a different God-given gift in them, you might be going through this transition right now. I know I am. Yeah. How you doing, Messi? Hey, Firefly. How you doing, Sonia Lee? 71 cracks me up when they wear them in their car. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Oh, the mask, maybe? You're talking about? Oh, yeah. Yes, put copper in your pool. Exactly. Since they shut down the CERN, my back is healing. Yes, I mean, CERN is an evil frequency manipulator. It always has been. And same with these towers, with all these power towers and stuff like that, all that's going to go away. They've designed these towers and frequency things to keep us all suppressed. Yeah. You'll once you're aware of all this stuff, then you can take action. Same with these electric car generation or plug-in plants or plug-in stations. Absolutely, the EMF is just absolutely over the top stupid. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Stephanie? Vivid dreams, good. That means your brain is sparking. Things are starting to come back. Your pineal glands decalcifying itself. Okay, and it's all coming back. Vivid dreams are coming up, and maybe it might be the good foods you're eating, and we want those. We want to have that outer body experience, right? We want that because it puts us into a it's kind of a seeing into the future, seeing the past. It's other lives that are going on out there, and we're gonna